Hey, what's up, cis, bro, gender non-conforming, familiar introduction I'm gonna read to you today. I remember writing my drafts for my essays, and that's hard. Like, I did not know what to write about, and then once I did know what to write about, I didn't write about it as well as I could have. You need to focus on points that colleges care about. So everyone says find adversity. Well, what if you can't really think of a time that's worthy to tell the college admissions counselors? I promise you, you will find a topic. I think try and make it the most unique to you as possible because you really want to stand out as a candidate. And if it's another generic story about how you were bullied and overcame that, well, that's amazing. I'm glad you overcame it, but it's not that unique.
Hi, I'm editing. I feel like I have to address this, but yes, bullying is a horrific epidemic that has struck teenagers, kids, pretty much everywhere. But it is an epidemic, and so it is rather common, although that is very sad. It's the sad truth, I guess. And so, yes, of course, you can, and should write about that if it happens to you, if you think that's like a pivotal moment in your life that has changed you and transformed you in some way to be a better person. Because really the colleges want to see like why you are the way you are, but not why you're a slacker or not why you're mean. They want to know why you're a great person, a hard worker, a smart student, a smart person, a kind person. They want to know why you are a good person and have good attributes and what made you get those good attributes, not the opposite. So you can use bullying as that if it links into some way of you being transformed. Otherwise, it's just super common, sadly. Okay, that's all. Bye.
Unless you can put a really good twist or spin on a very traditional story, I think you should try and find something that's unique to you. That being said, I don't want you to make things up. It's never a good idea to lie in your college admissions process the whole way through. No matter if it's your essay, your application, your interview, no matter what it is, you shouldn't lie ever. Because I genuinely believe that you as an individual student will match up with the college that's meant to be yours. I will be reading the Common App application essay to you, as well as my Barnard supplemental application essays. Supplemental essays. So for the common application, there are, I think, maybe 9 or 10 different prompts that you can choose from. I chose the one that says, some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their application would be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then please share your story. But really overall, they're just looking for a story about you that impacted your life in a meaningful way. And there's even a prompt that just says like, write a story, or, it's more like a blank prompt. So just because they have the 8 or 9 prompts that give real instructions, it doesn't mean that you can't use the 9th or 10th prompt that is more open and has a blank space for you to express yourself. I am blessed to have grown up in a home where linguistic curiosity was not only encouraged, but required. My parents shaped my vocabulary, supplying any and all definitions I asked for, so words like precocious, extroverted, and prestigious made up my 2nd grade vocabulary. Because my inquiries became overwhelming, my parents insisted that I not ask why questions after 8 o'clock p.m. My craving for knowledge about everything from religion to sexuality, politics to human behavior has always originated from my appreciation for the power of language and its ability to heal, express, and persuade. So when my 10th grade English teacher recommended that I take debate, I pushed myself beyond my intimidation of the procedural formalities and joined a team of formidably talented debaters. The day I gave my first speech in debate, I literally tripped over the threshold and reeled with embarrassment from my classmates' gazes. The prompt, write about your biggest fear or greatest struggle, seemed especially torturous. Self-doubt overpowered me at the podium as I clutched my paper with sweaty palms for 10 seconds before pleading to use the bathroom, where a friend calmed me as we practiced mindful breathing on the brief walk back to class. Back at the podium, I channeled my fearless alter ego, inspired by my mother's assurance that, quote, Everyone is too wrapped up in their own world to notice your flaws and mistakes, so make them notice your strength and power. Facing my class, I divulged that when my mind spirals out of control, I vent to an imaginary companion, write out grim thoughts in a diary, and sometimes cry out my anxiety. My nerves began to dissipate as I pretended to casually confer with friends. This newfound comfort allowed me the freedom to finish, and to my relieved surprise, the precise topic I most feared voicing incited my peers' applause for its intimacy and vulnerability. Realizing then that words effectuate, I decided to harness the power of articulation. My first debate season occurred without the typical cutthroat, stifling atmosphere, as we depended on the heart of our arguments rather than on the privilege and money other teams possessed to fund expertly curated contentions and sources. In class, I fiercely argued for legalized prostitution and the allowance of impoverished women to obtain free feminine products, always weighing heavily on my humanitarian complex. My strongest, most poignant arguments derived from my passion for individuals' rights. In competition, I discovered that my unique appeals to pathos, especially regarding the struggles of certain groups of people, outweighed the overstated and common statistics of my opponents. At the national qualifier, my partner Chris and I argued that capital gains taxes should be abolished. Despite finding no immediate connection, I sifted through dozens of case studies, professors' articles, and occasionally a Taxes for Dummies website. Relying on my usual strategy, I conveyed the necessity of the income that many receive from stocks or trades and how detrimental it is to be doubly taxed on those earnings, from capital gains and income taxes. Unlike a typical public forum tournament, ours extended into 3 additional rounds. Though it was the first tournament we attended as a pair, by conjuring our stamina and drive to succeed as the underdogs, Chris and I affirmed our expertise as debaters in our 7th and final round of debate. We secured a spot at nationals. Through these experiences, debate continues to teach me to manipulate my fears and struggles into bravery and strength. In the end, returning to language has proven to be the most consistent relief for my qualms. When the surly upperclassman provoked me, hurling the twisted epithet feminazi, for instance, I wrote my anxiety, shame, and stress into a poem entitled Feminazi that was published in the first edition of the fill in the blank, my high school, literary magazine. Whether through arguing, writing, speaking, reading, or listening, language is the foundation of my confidence, granting me freedom, solace, and bliss. So, like I said, that was the common application essay that I submitted to every single school in the application process. I'm an islander, I am an islander, I'm an islander, I am an islander. Welcome to the rock if you come from away. I need to stop. Broadway does not want me. They rejected me. I'm going to be talking about the Barnard specific supplements. So I'm pretty sure they change every year, or maybe they don't. I actually don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. When I applied to college, these are the questions that Barnard asked as supplementary questions to the common application, which they already received. So the first question is, what factors influenced your decision to apply to Barnard College, and why do you think the college would be a good match for you? 100 to 250 words. So I responded with, mouth spewing out insults and eyes scrunched in unbearable hilarity, the upperclassman's gut undulated with each guffaw directed toward me, the girl who just declared her opposition to his misogynistic social media posts. Earnest in my intention to have a discussion, I received no consideration of diplomatic dialogue. Instead, I was dealt a bigoted slur, feminazi. The next morning, though, I blasted Beyoncé and reaffirmed what I had always known to be true. I am a strong female in this world. After that unsettling encounter, I yearned for one solution. An environment where I could voice my opinions, dispute others' views, question my own morals, and then allow my company the chance to easily reciprocate those freedoms. Searching for an escape from the judgmental realm of my high school and a launch into the intellectually diverse realm of Barnard, I made the trip to New York for a visit to the place I now see being my home. I was ecstatic to find an oasis of stellar education, collaborative support, and feminine strength in the middle of the chaotic cultural hub of the world. Cassandra, my tour guide from Staten Island, assured me that a Friday night might mean watching a movie with some friends. This was the pivotal moment when my intuition was confirmed. Barnard's social values aligned with mine completely. The college's affirmation that their students are bold and beautiful Barnard women ensures my confidence in and conviction of the similarities among our virtues. Do I have anything in my teeth? No, they're just yellow because I drink coffee every day. Boogies. Do I have any boogies? So the second Barnard supplementary essay says, pick one woman in history or fiction to converse with for an hour and explain your choice. What would you talk about? This is 100 to 250 words. I said, admired for her idealistic beauty and criticized for her scandals, Marilyn Monroe would make the perfect conversational partner. I first became enthralled with her life when taught about Andy Warhol's Marilyn diptych. Warhol's tactful selection of a diptych harkens back to the age of pocket-sized diptychs containing religiously iconic images, insinuating that Marilyn was worshipped like an icon. While I certainly entertained the attempt to make meaning of her life, I yearned to learn the whole truth from Marilyn herself. I would inquire about how it felt to have her body glorified as perfection, and if she was manipulated to discard her authenticity for the sole purpose of pleasing mass media. I want to know what prompted Marilyn to accept the life Hollywood offered her, and if she had any idea ahead of time about the inevitable repercussions of fame. We would discuss possible regrets, satisfactions, and the current pop culture climate for females. She might bestow wisdom upon me to guide me as my path as a woman in the world. I would ask if she thinks fame really killed her, as Andy might insinuate. I highly value her insight, for she endured the pressures of womanhood that persist today and under a microscope of the public eye. Our conversation would inform and teach me, but also entertain and inspire me. I long to uncover the true Marilyn, and in the spirit of Mark Twain's The Privilege of the Grave, I'm confident that she would comply with and appease my desires. So those were the 3 essays that I had to submit to Barnard College of Columbia University to be admitted early decision in the past application season. Now, I'm reading these to you, the internet, and trusting you with the responsibility that you won't plagiarize and won't steal my work because A, it doesn't apply to you because every single person has an individual experience in high school and no person has the same scenario, so I don't believe that you could apply this whole essay or even all 3 of these essays to yourself. And B, colleges know if you plagiarize or not. Everyone has a voice. It's called a writing voice. Everyone's voice can be heard through their writing, and if you have too much of other people's writing on top of yours, it covers your own voice, and colleges can instantly recognize that. I don't know how, I don't know why, but they know when it's you, and they know when it's not you. Being your true authentic self is superior to any repercussions that you might think will come your way from liking something that's different than the norm. As long as you stay true to your passions and true to your genuine path in life, colleges will pick up on that vibe. That is all for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below any other video ideas, and turn on the bell for notifications for when I next post. Until then, be safe, be kind to yourself and to others, and happy day, whatever day it is. Bye.